All right. So you're rocking a terribly low energy score, and then you got the law of attraction, right? So you're full of fear and guilt, and your energy score is super low. So you're going to attract terrible things. As part of the universe does. That's what the universe dictates. You carry around a backpack of energy. It's either light or dark, and it's either a really low frequency or really high frequency. And the lower your frequency, the more you attract nonsense around you. And it, in childhood, it's kind of contained because you're learning, right? God isn't evil, so you can rock a really low energy score, and really all you do is beat yourself up about it because the law of attraction isn't isn't very toxic when you're a kid. You're learning, right? So then you hit puberty, and you get your adult emotions, and the adult emotions would come after fear and guilt are anger and resentment. So you someone like me who's super special has an energy tank full of fear and guilt, well, I'm going to be awfully angry and resentful, right? I'm going to hate everyone around me. Um, and then it's important. The more special you are, I guarantee that the more this is true. But your dad disappears if you're a boy. The person that's supposed to teach you the adult emotions disappears. My dad went to work. I never seen him. So it was me and my mom. Well, for various reasons, and we'll talk about that later. But women are kind of an emotional mirror to you, and I'm full of fear and guilt. So inadvertently, I'm a super angry person. I'm going to give that anger to the people around me. My mother, a female, the feminine, is a mirror, and she's going to pump the anger right back at me. So I lived in a terribly toxic environment at home, and at school, they would let me be the popular kid, but they bullied me, bad, right? Stuffed in a garbage can, thrown down the stairs, locked in the dumpster, fighting all the time. Got really bullied, and unfortunately, I bullied others because I learned that, right? I learned the behavior. So I got bullied, and anytime I could bully someone else, I did. And I never should have done that. I was terrible. And because I'm so brilliant, and when I say I'm brilliant, it's not me, it's God, right? The difference between me and God is I'm just a fractal of his energy, but he gave me intelligence as a gift to help humanity. That's what I have to do. If I don't use my intelligence for the greater good, then I'm no different than you, than the people that are abusing us. I don't get a lot of likes and shares, but I know who watches my videos. So anyway, the schools continue that, right? I had cliques of teachers who complained about me all the time. And again, one or two of them were the bad apples, but for the most part, they were just the clique environment. Just like when they were kids, they wanted to get accepted. They wanted to have friends. So they become the clique. And the cool thing is to do is to pick on the bad kids, the angry kids. But understand, the angry kids have been abused since they were a kid. They had too much fear and guilt, and now they got anger and resentment. And the school systems just promote it all, right? It's not as nefarious as it all sounds, but it happens very, very intentionally because of the Rockefellers. They designed it. And the Rockefellers, you can guarantee people with that kind of money are part of the control system. And to make the schools work like that is all by design, so they can keep control. I don't blame anyone for participating in it, right? It's not, blame is guilt, and guilt is bad. There's never anything to be guilty about. What everybody has to understand is that it's going on. And I don't care who watches it. Me saying it out loud is enough. So that's how the social engineering works of fear and anger and guilt and resentment, right? They create it intentionally. And why? It's alchemy, right? So alchemy, back in the old days, they used to do it all the time. They made it about the physical environment. You might have seen the CERN just turned lead into gold. Well, the physical world is a distraction. It's an illusion. Everything that's made is made from the energy of God. So, the swing set that's sitting over here, somebody had energy from God and they made a swing set. If they were in a good mood, it'll last. If they were pissed off at their wife, it'll probably hurt people. That's crazy, but that's how it works. Nothing around us was, everything was created by the energy of God. And if you use good energy, it's good stuff, right? Like, I seen something on a kitchen. A happy kitchen makes great food, and an angry kitchen makes terrible food, right? Black flies and shit are flying all around me. People are doing spell work. That's how that works. Because that's the threats they have to try and control, and they use dark magic. And everybody that thinks that's not real is out of their mind. Out of their mind. Anyway, alchemy, fear, the fear they can create becomes their money, right? So if I make fear, I can make money. And how you make it in alchemy is belief, right? So if I believe in myself and I'm afraid, I can make money, because then I don't have to be afraid, right? It's a false sense of security to have a whole shitload of money. Fear, money, right? Guilt, I'm not good enough. Status, right? They create guilt, they can make status. Belief in yourself or belief in another, right? That's the conversion process. So if you're super guilty and you believe in Taylor Swift, she will get more and more status. So if I make this person over here guilty, and I make Taylor Swift the most popular singer, and everybody over here that has the guilt makes her status, it's a 1-for-1. Then I can charge $2,000 for a concert ticket, right? And then anger becomes success. See, that's the only emotion I knew was anger. And the belief in myself created success. Success is ridiculous. I wanted to be the best businessman on the planet. Well, through my belief in myself being angry as shit, I'm the best businessman on the planet. That sounds arrogant. I don't really care. There are plenty of people will tell you it's true. My last job was costing the city of Houston. It was my last corruption lesson, thank God. But anger creates success. Success is defined as being good at what you do, right? Well, it's all part of the construction, work and all that stuff's nonsense. Business world's all nonsense. And then you got resentment, and resentment becomes power. So resent people, right? Create a belief in an external environment, and then they get power, right? So you resent, it doesn't matter, Donald Trump. Resent Donald Trump for being an asshole, right? He can create power. Get angry about Donald Trump and believe in, because you're believing in Donald Trump if you're using your anger to Donald Trump. So you're creating with resentment, you create his power, and with your anger, you create his success, because you're believing in something externally. That's where religion comes in. Religion is designed to make you believe in something external instead of yourself. So if I make you believe in Jesus, I can use your fear, anger, guilt, and resentment to make money, power, success, and status all at one time, right? That's why the Catholic Church does fear and guilt. Fear and guilt are childhood emotions. They're more pure. That's why they drink baby blood and vitality. So you get the pure emotions of fear and guilt, and then you make money and status. The Vatican, right? Super easy. Make a false god, have everyone believe in it, absorb that energy, use the belief in that false god, and it creates those things, right? Pity is dangerous because you feel bad for somebody. If you feel bad for somebody, eventually you'll find empathy, right? If you have enough emotional depth, you don't just say, "Oh, it's a shame that guy's a homeless crackhead." You actually do something about it. Not not for the narcissist, 70% smarter than everybody, people that have been taught they're smarter than everybody since they were born, because they just think those people made bad decisions. They didn't make bad decisions. They've been abused their whole life. They've been abused, and we should have more empathy, not pity. But again, they don't mess with pity too much. It's fear, anger, guilt, resentment, because the pity turns into empathy pretty quick. So that's 10 minutes. We'll get to the next one.